So, how's it going with you? What's up? What's new?
Not much. Just been, trying to looking at trying to get a queer
Sure, right on.
gaming group thing going in real life.
Sure,
So
sure.
that'd be good if I can manage that.
Yeah, cool, cool. You were talking to me about D&D you were doing the other day,
Mm.
which is cool. I always have these like conversations with all my friends. They're like, "Oh, we should start doing a tabletop game." And I mean, naturally, it never ends up coming to fruition, but you know.
Yeah, but that one is the one my roommate's running. So it's like, oh, sweet, I can just fuck around in the kitchen and get myself food while they're busy typing
Right,
away
right,
and
right.
stuff.
Right on, right on. Um, so, what kind of campaign are you doing?
The one they're running is it's Storm King's Thunder, so one of the big published adventures from fifth edition.
Sure, sure.
Basically, the Giants alliance is out of whack, and it's our job to go fix it.
Mm. And you're planning on doing one yourself?
If I can, get a group together, yeah.
Right, yeah. Do you have something in mind for that?
When I find the group first, and then have a discussion with them.
Sure, sure. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, friend of the show said, I'm sure you've heard their voice before, like has like thousands of ideas for like running a game, but you know, naturally it's very hard to get a group together, like people who are actually committed to doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. It's exciting stuff though. I'd love to run a game someday, maybe just like a one-shot horror-based thing, maybe. Though it seems like a big ask.
I've heard very good things about Dread, but I don't know how you can simulate Jenga online.
That's true. That's true. Oh yeah, no, I think I've heard like one tabletop podcast play Dread before. It ended up being pretty interesting, but yeah, yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of really interesting ones out there. It's pretty cool that they're like gaining in popularity these days. I don't even know if that's a perception thing or just an actual fact, but I feel like I'm seeing more interesting tabletop games coming out these days with like more interesting concepts and like for one shots and stuff like that. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that being said, welcome to Fear Baiting, everyone. Your number one time shenanigans podcast, which is, as I am almost like incredibly sure we've used that specific tagline before at one point because the time travel happens in movies a lot. But Sarah is out of town for her sister's graduation this week, so I am given I've been handed the torch, I guess, insofar as leading this podcast. So I've brought on a guest, a frequent listener of the show and a friend of the show. Jasmine is here with us. Say hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Jasmine.
And I'm sure you know this already, but we like to, when we have guests on for the first time, we like to discuss their like history, relationships, preferences with horror, like what they get down to, their favorite horror movie, subgenre, all that kind of stuff. So why don't you enlighten us?
So as a kid, I was very much scared of horror. Didn't get into it much.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching Final Destination 3, Grandma in the cinema, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is that the one with the bear tip?
I'm trying. I don't.
It had the roller
I'm
coaster
not
opening,
sure.
and there were the two blonde girls, and
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I watched the second with my sister and had a bit of
Mm-hmm.
anxiety over roads because of that, because it
Sure.
opens with a
Sure.
car crash.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
ended up fleeing cinema at one point with the Keith Sutherland movie Mirror.
Oh, sure.
It jump scared me good, so I just had to go home. But recently, I've sort of realised I'm more into horror with potential good endings. So, like,
Sure, yeah.
Happy Death Day really was good for me.
Mm-hmm. That one's really fun, yeah. An absolute blast to see. It's interesting. I feel like we've had almost every other guest we have on here is like, oh yeah, I used to be terrified of horror movies growing up, but now I'm not anymore. Or, you know, I just like have a different angle about it. It's interesting because it was never the case for me. I don't actually know if I like watched any growing up, and that might be why. That probably is why. Yeah. So, is there like any particular subgenres that you're really keen on beyond like happy endings, or do you just like take whatever you can get?
I'd say, I guess, anything that's just weird. So, like,
Sure.
home invasion stuff, very much not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to feel like a home is safe. So,
Right. No, I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. Home invasions. I'm also not also entirely my thing, but more because like I don't think homes are scary. So or whatever. Yeah, you chose a really interesting horror movie for us to watch this week. A Spanish one called Timecrimes, or Chronos Crímenes or something like that. I don't know. It's in Spanish. I took high school Spanish, but I don't remember any of it. But I literally didn't, you sent me a link to the preview when we were discussing this, and I didn't watch it because I was like, I'll just watch the movie. I had like no expectations, and this one still like completely blew me out of the water. Super, super cool.
I came across it because of I used to be on Something Awful, and two threads I would read was the disappointing things in movies and surprising things in movies. So someone posted a disappointing thing for favourite of the show, Coherence, because they basically complained, oh, why did this movie focus on this particular storyline and not just have someone butt in immediately and know everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, real good movie there you made up in your head. And this one had a positive thing, which I'll bring up later during the
Sure. Cool. So yeah, let's dive right on into the damn thing. It opens with this middle-aged businessman-looking dude driving on his way home with his trunk open, with a bunch of stuff falling out of the back of the truck. Carrying all of that stuff to his wife. They're renovating a house together that they're living in.
It's lucky it didn't fall out during the travelling montage, and only when he got to the actual driveway.
Right. Yeah, he's all running around, and as things progress, there's not really any sort of real tension at this point, but little weird things keep happening, like little weird inexplicable things. Someone calls them on their phone,
which
in the house
isn't publicized anywhere yet.
Yeah, because they just moved into this place, so their phone number isn't really anywhere, and they haven't really given it to anyone. And it's just silence on the other end, and then he calls back and leaves a message.
And the answering machine says, "This is a restricted terminal. Leave a number or use your access code."
So that, and then the husband and the wife, Hector and Clara, I should say, probably. We are given names, so I probably should use them.
They don't give us Hector's name until half an hour into the 90-minute.
That's true. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, ooh, I don't think I know this man's name.
In my notes, I was calling him Or Dude.
The two of them sit out on the lawn together, and Hector's got a pair of binoculars. And they're talking about dinner and stuff, and like if Clara can get this table in the house.
She built it outside, and she bets him, because he didn't want to go out again, because fuck driving after having a bad nap.
Right.
Yeah, she goes, oh yeah, if it can fit in the bedroom without having to disassemble it, you'll go get a roast chicken and I'll do dinner. Otherwise, I'll just do dinner and get the chicken myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so she comes out in a fucking Carmen Sandiego style red overcoat
Uh-huh.
and bugs him for the keys, but he's too busy focusing on what he's been perving through with binoculars.
Yeah, yeah. So he spotted something in the woods, and it happens to be a woman undressing behind a bush. Another little inexplicable thing. We don't really ever get a shot. Well, at this point, we don't get really a shot of her face at all.
Yeah, she's actively looking away from Hector.
So we get him watching this and like being distracted about it and trying to like trouble it out essentially. And as soon as she leaves in the car, he's like back on his bullshit again, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I've written down in my notes. He's got that titty gaze going on.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he actually waits until Clara starts the engine to start looking again.
Despite the fact that she was standing literally in front of him at one point when he was gazing, that's neither here nor there, I assume, but like, you know. So he decides to take it upon himself to actually investigate whatever's going on. Walks around this chain link fence they've got into the street. He sees a bike and a dumpster
Both
fallen
knocked
over.
over.
And eventually does find her in the woods, completely naked and looking like she's passed out, again, leaning against a rock.
Yeah, I've written down she looks dead or unconscious.
Yeah.
And he's doing the stupid media thing where you lean up against a very fragile branch as you focus your attention completely. And obviously it snaps.
Yeah. He throws a few things at her trying to wake her up, but eventually kind of just like walks over there and like gets real close, and then something stabs him in the arm, something he doesn't really get a good look at before running in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, the stab was moments before the camera actually panned down her crotch. Thank you for that stab, man.
Impeccable timing. So he runs away, and then he catches a glimpse of whatever he's running from behind him. He's
hiding behind a tree and using the binoculars to look around to try and sort of use them like a periscope. It's weird.
Yeah. And he sees this man in this like coat with bandages all over his face except for his eye holes, and the man mimics the same gesture with the binoculars over his own eyes, which freaks Hector out, obviously. And then he goes bolting, and then climbs over the fence.
Yes, scrambles up a second chain link fence. This one looking more shiny and new, rather than the sort of garden fence that he had at his house.
And then naturally it tumbles over with him, and he hits his head and passes out for a bit. And then gets up, and then finds a lab-looking place.
It just looks like a building, and
yeah.
there's rock music pumping, and he ends up sort of freaking out, glancing back at the woods, and picks up a big stone and just hucks it at a window.
Yeah, so he moseys on in there, and finds a walkie-talkie on the table, and talks to the person on the other end.
After spotting a calendar with a zigzag drawn on the back with a couple X's on it, because every time travel movie has to have someone drawing out what a timeline is.
I missed that. I must have looked away when that happened. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. So he and this person on the other end of the walkie-talkie have a bit of a strange conversation.
He's also grabbed a bandage from a wall-mounted first aid kit at this point and wrapped it around the stab wound on his arm.
Yeah. All of these details are very, very important because things, obviously we're talking about time stuff, so things are gonna link together. Which is cool now that I'm talking about it after having watched the movie, because I'm thinking about, like, oh, right, that thing there, and then that thing there and all of these things. It's cool. I like time travel movies.
Yeah. So in my notes, when he picks up the walkie-talkie, who are you? That's what I'm fucking asking.
Yeah, the audience is given so little at this point. I mean, naturally, because like Hector as a character is being given so little, and all these like inexplicable things keep happening. But it's quite interesting. So eventually, the person on the other end of the walkie-talkie convinces Hector to that it's safer to go outside.
He spotted the bloke with the pink bandage. Can see him far from the house. There's surveillance cameras everywhere. Oh shit, he's jumped the fence. So Hector ends up freaking out, and Science Dude is the name I've given him this second. Gets him to come up a lit pathway. It's gotten dark out, and there's this weird silent place at the top of this hill.
I'm thinking about that. I don't know if we were truly ever given a name for the other character.
We weren't. I actually looked in the credits. So there are two characters. La Chica El Bosque, girl in the forest, and El Joven, the young man. And Hector and Clara. So.
Yeah, right. Naturally. Hector scrambles over to the silo. We were talking about that. The other man like ushers him inside. And then it tells him, like, you'll be safe here, like, he's not going to get you here. And then Hector's like, aren't you going to lock the door? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. Just get into this vat real quick.
Get into this huge vat. And
it's totally casual. I'll close the hatch and I'll, like, get in there with you. But you just gotta get in there, and naturally,
I've marked it as a fucking witch's cauldron.
Yeah. Oh, I would not get in there. It looks so gross. It's got, like, the most, like, I mean, it doesn't seem actually viscous, but just like it's kind of like semi-white, like fluid that's in there. Just looks so nasty.
It looks highly reflective, and the lid of the vat shines a bright light. So I figure, he's going to hide Hector under the surface of the water if Bandage Man comes in. And then he shuts the lid on Hector with his back to it. And Hector's like freaking out and saying, you said you'd get in with me, what the fuck?
Right. Hector is scrambling on the side of the little barrel, because obviously he can't get any air and he wasn't anticipating any of this. But soon enough, the lid comes off again and Hector tumbles out.
And pukes up water. Well, not exactly water.
Fluid.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Gets a look from the same scientist guy.
Who is no longer wearing giant red gloves.
Yeah.
And it's daylight outside. And that is what catches Hector's attention, because he was recently freaking out about the bandage head dude, stalking him in the dark. So.
Right, exactly. So there's obvious confusion between the two of them. This guy is like, do we know each other? Are like,
you've been here before,
or something like that. Right. You've been here before. We know each other, right? And eventually walks with Hector for a while, but eventually convinces him to like not interact.
After Hector uses the binoculars, he still had this whole time to spy on his own house and see Clara and himself from the start of the So the table's not made at this point. So he's sort of freaking out, and he says, I'm going home to call the police. And then Science Dude goes, you're already home, want another look?
Yeah, it's cool stuff. So eventually they get him back to this living area.
It's the break room that he originally broke into.
Right, yeah.
And he's sort of marveling at the fact that the window's not broken.
Right, yeah. The Science Dude explains this with the zigzaggy line, saying like, okay, so time is linear, but you went back a little bit, but you're still moving forward.
You're like a reflection, and you're looking at a reflection of yourself an hour or 2 hours in the past.
So he's like, you just need to like chill out here for a hot second.
Lay low, make sure the timeline stays intact, and then you can get out of here scot-free, and it'll be all good. No one will have to know what we did.
And I mean, you can all imagine that there's about an hour left of this movie at this point, so none of that is actually going to come to fruition.
Yeah, he immediately calls his earlier self, which Hector 1 picks up the phone, and he sort of freaks out. Science bloke runs up from where he's pouring the liquid in to prepare the time travel that's already happened. When he hears the phone number return, and hears the message from Hector, while sort of yelling at Hector 2 for being an idiot.
But Hector 2 is like, well, there's like conversation. Hector 2 is like, I got a mysterious phone call as well.
Yeah. He actively goes, "Do you remember getting that call?" Then when Hector's like, "Yeah," he goes, "Well, then everything still fits. We're fine."
Yeah. It's interesting about. I particularly like this sort of theory of time travel, which is to say that everything is fixed and you can't necessarily change what happens. So what we see throughout this movie is not so much a changing of events, but just a recontextualizing of the things that what happened to change, like create those events.
Science dude seems to be worried that it's not a linear path where it's
right.
He's worried that if Hector stops Hector 1 from going back in time, there'd be 2 of him.
Yeah. And I mean, all of this is obviously really new technology because
there's a clip earlier that there's a time machine beta control.
So
Hector steals a white car from the break.
Yes. So he's like, "Fuck all of this, I'm going." He steals the car. He drives it down that road. He like walked across earlier, sees the biker, and stops. Like it sees the biker and then swerves onto the side of the road and stops and like tries to like gather what he's going to actually do.
Yeah, he glances in the mirror, glances again,
like slams right into a tree, hits his head on the steering wheel, and there's like a huge like gaping wound on his forehead now. So he and oops, cool. Where were we?
So at the same time that my laptop decided to take a blow to the head, Hector 2 took a blow to the head.
Yes. This is when he was hit by when he hit the tree. Yes.
Yep.
And then I'm trying because I kept talking after your laptop failed, so I'm trying to backtrack a little bit. So he hit the tree, and then his forehead is bleeding now.
Yeah.
So he
as he's like unwrapping the bandage from around his arm, the white fluid plus the blood merged to make a pink bandage. And he's sort of watching himself in the mirror in horror as he sees himself become Bandage Head.
Yes. So at this point, he's kind of committed himself to the idea of that. Well, I mean, I know what happens to me when by way of Bandage Head, so I just need to do all of that stuff somehow. So the woman on the bicycle comes down to check on him because obviously he just hit a tree.
He winds down the window like it's a traffic stop by a cop or something, which was very funny to me.
Yeah, he seems to have no idea how he actually intends to move forward in this situation. But god damn it, he does his best, I guess. Because he's like, he gets out of the car and like accepts some water from her. And then eventually he's like, okay, I can't explain what I'm going to ask you to do, but I just need you to like go ahead and do it.
She grabs out a pair of scissors because she was cutting her neighbor's hair and trims the bandage and tucks it away neatly for him, and then goes to pick up the bike and he pockets the scissors.
So he gets her to go out into the woods with him, deeper into the woods, and then he's like asking her to do all this thing. And as you may recall, there was some nudity involved, and this woman does not seem particularly keen on being involved in that kind of situation.
Yeah, he holds her at scissor point to force her to go through the same motions that originally enticed him. Look down to the left and bite your thumb like you're in thought.
it's interesting. It's really interesting how, like, none of these are, like, chance events and all of them are planned. But also, I don't know, it's cool. It's cool stuff. So then, so he's looking away the whole time, like, looking at Hector and, like, trying to see if he's coming this way.
And trying to preserve her dignity as well.
Right, exactly.
And she goes, oh, do you want me to take anything else off after she's, taken off her pants and put back on her her shirt because the younger Hector's lost sight of her. And she like walks up to him asking, oh, do you want me to take anything else off? And then kicks him in the face.
Yeah. I mean, he deserves it.
Really does.
I mean, not like he's doing this out of direct malice. He's just trying to make things fit together in a sort of situation, but he still does very much deserve this. So eventually, someone was talking to me while I was watching this, which was not the best scenario.
I took very detailed notes.
Good. Okay.
She tackles him at one point, and they both roll down an embankment, and that's what knocks her out. And he drags her over to the rock that Hector once saw her at, and sort of panicking because he can hear Hector, like, he happens to be out of Hector's line of sight when he was looking at her bare feet and up at her chest. Like, there was actually a bit that was obscured by, like, a branch or something, and he's actually lying down next to her at that point. So he rips the shirt off her with a tearing noise and is, like, completely freaking out and, quickly, mimes behind Hector to stab him. And there's a bit of funny moment where Hector, one running off, takes the violins with him. And so Hector too tries to recreate the jump scare with the mimicked binoculars a couple of and he can't really remember what tree Hector 1 was hiding behind. So he does it against a couple trees before realizing, oh, I'm holding the scissors at the right way. So he does the 270-degree turnaround and then boom at his younger self.
Yeah.
And, you can see younger Hector hauling ass in the distance as he just sort of like collapses and falls down to his seat, falls down to his legs. And he's pretty much done at this point. Bandage Head is done being a spooky, scary. And then he hears a feminine scream.
So he makes his way over to his house, kind of like trying to figure out, like, because he thinks like Claire is obviously in trouble or something like that. For some reason, doesn't make the decision to remove the bandages on his face, despite the fact that he looks extremely fucking terrifying.
I think Predestiny's coming in there because he did at some point see Bandage Head spook him right outside the silo.
So yeah, he's making his way over to this house, and climbs up the stairs.
It rips the phone out of the wall.
Right. And gets a table thrown at him, which is fun.
It sounds like Clara's like shouted as she's throwing the table at him.
Right, yeah. And there's a whole bunch of chaos that eventually leads to, he's chasing who he assumes is Clara around the house and on the roof and stuff. And Clara...
It's Clara. At this point, it's Clara.
It's Clara. At this point, it's Clara. He sees Clara fall off the roof and break her neck.
Her
and
head is all the way around, and she's still got the San Diego coat. It is definitely Clara.
Yep. He's like, well, fuck. I fucked it this time, so gotta try this one again. Try not to kill my wife.
Yeah, so he sees the car, goes, oh, fuck, Clara came back while I was stalking, in my notes, I've got Girl in the Forest written as victim. So that should tell you how this movie treats that character.
Yeah. It's rough stuff.
So he gets on the walkie-talkie and explains the situation to Science Dude, telling him to make up something. So this is what causes him to make up the bullshit about the surveillance cameras to Hector 1. He drives back up to the facility, rams through the gates that the white car had the only push-button access to open. And, the intimidating moment when he got jump-scared by Bandage Head as Hector 1, it's just him peeking up into a window, and then he takes a seat outside. So Science Dude's all like, "Oh, you're the first vertebrate to ever travel in time," and he's like complimenting him on having the inventiveness of being the pink mummy and things like that. And as he's wandering down the hallway, the pathway back down to the lab itself, trying to get Hector to come with him because he wants to do analysis on him. Hector, as he's fully in bandage head mode now, so he's grabbed a fucking crowbar from inside the silo and he's smashing around stuff, and he goes, "Something went wrong, come back or I'll tear it apart." Science Dude quickly pulls a capacitor that he's got in his pocket and throws it away outside, and goes in to confront Bandage Head, claims that it can't work, and then Hector spots the missing capacitor and just smashes him in the shoulder with the crowbar.
Oh, he's just a feeble little nerd boy. Be gentle with him.
They're sort of debating over predestiny, and Hector too is unwrapping the bandage and showing how serious he is, like giving him death glares, huge gash on his forehead and stuff.
He looks real rough. Can you imagine? And then he must get back in the vat at this point, right? Or does he? I'm trying to remember.
So what he does is Science Dude goes, "You only have like 30 or 40 seconds head start before Hector 2 comes through the thing," and he's sort of complaining, saying, "Why? I should have never turned on the machine. It only causes problems." And so...
Oh, he does explain that there's someone else came out before him. He's like another Hector that came out.
He goes,
right?
Hector 3 told me that he failed and to stop you from going back in time at any cost. And Hector 2 is like, "Well, he called you what on this walkie-talkie?" And just piffs it and holds up the crowbar, intending to smash it, and goes, "Point the light at it." And they point the light and happen to find the capacitor because predestiny's working here.
Yeah.
So they go back in time again. Hector 3 shows up, slaps him across the face, turning Science Dude with glasses into Science Dude without glasses. And basically hides behind a pillar and sneaks away in a golf cart while Hector 2 is spying on Hector 1.
But Hector 2 is the one that drove the car into... Or no, that must have been Hector 3 who drove the... Hector 3...
Hector 2's the one in the white car. Hector 3 goes down outside the house and Science Dude comes out going, "I told him to stay put," and Hector 3 is like, "Yeah, he's not going to do that." And he goes, "I need to get out of here." And he goes, "How can I get past the gate?" "Oh, there's keys in the thing." "No, leave them. Hector 2 needs them." So he takes him to this fucking giant, the red van that he saw. He stalks out behind the closing gates just as Hector 2 is leaving, which leaves the gates intact for Hector 2 to later smash through them. And he ends up ducking down in the seat so that the girl on the bike won't see unwrapped bandage head Hector about to commit this vehicular assault. After smashing into Hector 2 in the white van, manages to careen into dumpster and then off another embankment, which I think makes the embankment count 5 now. And he's completely knocked out. The van itself is upside down. This is when he spots the walkie-talkie, calls Stein's dude, says, "I failed," and he piffs the walkie-talkie over his shoulder and basically just goes, "Yeah, that way someone will smack some sense into you."
So eventually he meets up with the biker woman again, and
that's what made her scream, because she saw someone who's been in 2 car accidents at this point. He's fucked up.
He's got like huge bulging places on his face. It's not a great look, but he's doing his best out here. So basically he's just like, let's just lay down for a while.
Yeah, and he asks the girl on the bike to sit next to him, and she sort of does. He gets her on side by claiming that we're running from the same bloke.
Yeah.
So
bandages, you know.
yeah. They go inside the house with the victim girl, supporting him because he's got like bruised ribs at this point. He's pretty fucked.
Right.
And
yeah, absolutely.
She sets him down in the kitchen and goes off to try and find a phone. And that's when Clara walks in, who has she's changed into a sweater thing, and she spots her husband, who's been completely roughed up, and is like, I've already called the cops. What the fuck's going on? We've got people in the house. And he gently takes her by the arm and sort of forces her into the shed, which he locks from the outside, and he then heads inside. Turns out he's the one who threw the table at Bandage Face, and while victim's sort of staring at him, shocked for doing that, he spots the overcoat on the bed behind her, manages to sit her down, and cuts her hair so that she has a haircut that looks like Clara's, and sends her off to her dead after commenting how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
And
this poor woman.
Yeah, and then he sort of just very slowly heads down while Bandage Face is pulling his bullshit, follows Clara and takes her out to the deck chairs that they were sitting on before, and Clara almost turns around when she hears victim fall off the roof, but he grabs her wrist and tells her to relax. And then as the thunder starts, he says, we still have a time before it starts raining, while throwing the scissors behind. The camera pans over the top of the house and the chaos of victim's body as Hector 2 dries off to complete.
Yeah. Woo! It was like... It didn't, there was definitely like, I think it was like 45 minutes in where I was like, I know exactly where this movie is going at this point. I think it was when Hector 2 in the white van first ran into this tree and started wrapping his face. I was like, I understand everything.
Were you expecting Hector 3?
Yeah, I was not expecting Hector 3. But I mean, I felt like, it makes sense though, because like, there was still like, like a good 45 minutes left of the movie. So I'm like, well, they have to do something with the rest of this. Really fucking fun, I mean, there's definitely some, the treatment of the woman on the bike definitely left a little bit to desire. Even killing her is fine. That's fine. But like, titties out, fine, whatever.
It's having every aspect of her life be fucked over by a bandage head.
Yeah,
and then
she's just trying to enjoy a bike ride, but then like 3 men they come in, like 3 of the same man just come and fuck everything over.
So the original thing that drew my attention in the Something Awful thread was someone brought up, there's a reason the blokes came in on Saturday to do this, and that's why the radio was blaring. He wanted to hear the results of fucking lottery.
Interesting. That's cool. Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
That was the interest nugget that I'd seek out the movie.
Yeah. I it's, you kind of have to be very detail meticulous with a movie like this. And I think Timecrimes definitely puts in the hard work to be detail oriented.
I mean, which I appreciate. Had 4 characters, which was pretty good.
Well, that's true. Well, so they didn't have a lot to keep track of, but a less committed movie, could have like hand waved some details, but I don't know. I felt like this one was really like, we want to make sure everything slots into place nicely. So that being said, on a scale of 0 to 5 things of interest, zigzagging timelines. I don't know if that one's good. Yeah. We're gonna go for it. What would you rate this movie?
I'd say 4 for the number of X's that are entering and exiting the time machine.
Solid. I would say about the same to myself. Like, obviously it's not a perfect movie or whatever, but I think it's like a real fun, strange movie, you know? Like, I was definitely like, oh, holy shit, like, a lot during this movie. So I would say, also really well shot. I didn't mention that before, but I was, like, kind of impressed by how aesthetically attractive this movie was. Really, really, I feel like kind of ahead of its curve. I mean, it is a Spanish movie, not American movie, but I felt like it took until like at least 2012 for like horror movies in America. I mean, obviously with a lot like for the aesthetics of horror movies in America to mirror something like that, if you know what I mean. Like you see Coherence, which is aesthetically similar to this movie in ways, you know. But yeah, really, really happy with this movie. A good watch all around. So let's oh shit, I closed Twitter. Oh no, I'm really responsible as a host. Okay, I'll put
I
in some
can't
questions.
have it open because, as I guess, it'd probably kill my laptop.
Oh yeah, So I got this. Don't worry. As a host, I have got this under control completely. So let's dive into some questions. Co-host of the show, Dr. Lesbian, Sarah asks, A, do you ever just sit in your truck? Which is a funny meme reference because there's a couple of instances of just sitting in trucks. And I feel like I would have the essence who would sit in a truck if I had a truck.
Yeah,
But I don't.
I tend to. It takes me a while to get out of cars sometimes when I'm done with a lot of chores, so.
Sure. Yeah. Just sit in trucks. Right on. And secondly, if you could go back in time and relive one moment, what would it be? Do you have something in mind for this? It's a big question, isn't it? I don't think about the past very often.
I can remember I was at a Christian youth group thing at one. It was we had a big party at like a heated pool, so I probably just wanted that party just because it was a lot of fun.
Right on, right on. I'm gonna be pragmatic and say that even though I know it's not realistic and I probably would just like fuck it over again, maybe I'd go back in time and try to study more for my finals. Because those didn't go particularly well.
I
But
thought you
knowing
got
me, I
cum
just
loud.
okay. This last semester was really bad for me, but I did really good on my previous 4 years of college. But I just barely squeaked by passing all my classes. It's fine. It's totally cool. What a semester, though. So something like that, maybe. I don't know. More fun. Maybe I'll go re-see a concert I saw before. I don't know. I don't think about the past. But Powerful Sapphic Aura at What Is Cosplay asks, what is your favorite time travel style? I kind of talked about this before, but we can discuss it more in length. Solid, diverging, or fluid? What is the worst time crime? And what is a legal time crime? So what is your favorite time travel style?
I'd say fluid.
Mm,
I certainly read a lot of things that are, solid. So that's like Harry
sure.
Potter's time turner shit is like
Mm-hmm.
the only reason that Harry was alive to go back in time was that he'd gone back in time to save his own life. So, and this movie was very much a solid one.
Right.
But my favourite fanfic trope is the Peggy Sue fanfic. Someone from the end of a series, or someone who dies in the series, goes back in time and is able to relive their life. Things better for So that's definitely my favourite.
Wish fulfillment.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. I did mention this earlier. I like the logistics of solid time travel because I don't like to scratch my head too much. And also I just kind of I think causation is interesting. This movie is a really good example of that, I feel like, because it's a lot of things falling into place that have already fallen into place, but you're seeing how they're falling into place. It's cool.
Yeah,
I think stuff like that is really
it felt
cool.
like a lot of the horror was of Hector realizing what he would have to before he...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Second question was, what is the worst time crime? I'm gonna say stripping down the stranger you met in the woods and then throwing her off the roof of your house is probably the worst time crime.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like, the rest was just assault against himself, so...
Yeah. Which I suppose is probably a legal time crime, which is the next question. Is
No, the most legal time crime is time cops.
Oh, sure.
They are exempt from their own laws by rote, so, fuck them.
Yeah, all time cops are bastards.
Pretty much.
And then you sent in a question, I assume from your friend?
Yes.
Or something like that. Was Abraham Lincoln a time-traveling zombie warlock vampire?
Courtesy of Callie of Skull.
Anything is possible, is what I have to say to that.
I will say 2/3 of that is true.
Yes.
And
elaborate?
Basically, anytime you look at that description, like, there might be a time-traveling vampire werewolf. There might be a Abraham Lincoln who's a time-traveling werewolf. Like, any not all 4 are available at the same time, but 3 are always true.
Interesting. I'm gonna pretend like that's not just complete nonsense that came out of your mouth and nod along. Great work. All right, right on. Great work. Let's dive into recommendations then. You can go first if you have something. Otherwise, I can take one.
Yeah, I absolutely do. So a horror-based webcomic that I'm a great fan of is A Ghost Story. It's on Hiveworks. It's by my friend B, and she is currently redoing the art of the first chapter in a attempt to be able to her boyfriend.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that. It's been on my short list of things to look into, so I definitely will take the motivation to do it now.
Yeah, it's basically a cut-rate Ghostbuster, her boyfriend who is the butt of a meme and got fired over that a while back, and several undead ladies made of goop.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool.
And other than that, time-traveling media, I would recommend the game Quantum. I sent him an ask about it Wonder Yerks, because it happens to star 2 of actors from the TV show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the main actor of it's a mixed media game, so you've got a video game that's also a TV show.
Sure.
Rachel and Jake show up.
Cool.
Jake as the main character.
Right, cool. A little crossover there. So my recommendation this week is an album I think I came out last year. A collaboration between Yoni Wolf of Y with a question mark and Serengeti, called Testarossa. It's real good if you like indie rap, and I do. So if you like Y, you're definitely going to love it. But if you don't, you should like Y anyway, so you should listen to it anyway. So yeah, a little recommendation, a little simple recommendation, but yeah, cool. That is an entire podcast. A little trips and follies along the way, but I think we made it out the other end just fine. So if you want to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/fearbaiting, which I'm going to log into right now so I can read out our patrons. But if you want to contact the show, you can do so at fearbaiting on Twitter or fearbaiting.tumblr.com. We have Anon on, so you can just shoot us whatever questions you want there. Or we also have a Gmail, fearbaiting@gmail.com. If you want to find me specifically on the internets, you can do so at Blair Kitch on basically all platforms. So just look for me there. And if you want to plug yourself, you're welcome to. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the patrons.
Yeah, sure. So I'm at Pidmon, Pidmon, on Twitter, and Sidemon, PSIID, on Tumblr. And I'm very, very bad at it. So
yeah, there was definitely a grip there where I was super inactive on Tumblr, but I got back into it because of fandom, unfortunately. So that's kind of my curse in life right now.
I don't use the dashboard at all. I just go to a friend of the show, I think, Maxie Satan. Yeah, so I mostly go to her blog and a few other friends' blogs about it.
All right. Okay. Special thanks, too, for helping to support the show. Michael Kaiser, Sophie, Alec, Paul Bechtel, and Twitter user Sophie Algeist. That all shakes out. So thank you all so much for supporting the show. You can send us like $1 a month. That helps out a lot. Just supporting hosting and like supporting our livelihoods. $5 a month if you want to. There's like no pressure. We're gonna put out the show anyway, but like we always appreciate it. We appreciate it even if you're just listening. So thank you so much to everyone. So
fuck.
That all being
we
said,
forgot to plug Sarah's stuff.
Oh yeah, you can find Sarah on Twitter at GayestLulu. I said Twitter already,
Yes.
or on Tumblr at chiesadonacas.tumblr.com. Those are all the platforms, and I totally nailed it. So thank you for joining us this week. We will have Sarah back next week to watch like Mungo. I'm going to try to talk her into streaming it. So if y'all want to come for that, it should be real fun. But until then, I'm Blair.
Jasmine.
And remember,
You can be a fucked up guy.
you certainly can. Fabulous.